Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to talk to you a bit about Spectrobes' origins, specifically about Pegatinum. Pegatinum is essentially what the bike is in Pokemon, a way to make you go faster. Until getting it at the halfway point of the game, you are forced to walk everywhere. And Spectrobes has a ton of long hallways, so actually finally getting a mount is a pretty big relief. Or at least it would have been if the rest of the game was not indoors. Likely due to Rowland bringing a Torgallop into a Bucking Bronco event at some party at some point, the Nana-era Planetary Patrol has developed laws against riding animals indoors. And so, for the rest of the game, you still have to walk. Except for one mandatory small gap you have to use Pegatinum to walk across. It seems that the intended use for Pegatinum was to make backtracking not take so long. You see, in addition to providing you the ability to just go faster, Pegatinum also unlocks several previously unreachable areas in the game that hold legendary weapons. Now, legendary weapons aren't mandatory, but there's something to collect, and a lot of them do look pretty cool. The unfortunate part is that a lot of weapons you can get before this are generally better. So that carrot on a stick that was meant to facilitate backtracking actually being kinda cool is a little lackluster in my opinion. Though I guess it's good to keep in mind that you can only start collecting these weapons one planet before you get Pegatinum. And I find it kind of insulting that the game taunts you with this while you're first going through these worlds, and then there's nothing else for you to do there besides get that thing when you come back. Granted, there is a rather large post-game segment where you have to go through each of the planets again and defeat the bosses, so having Pegatinum does speed up that process, and I guess you can wait until then to go get the legendary weapons, but realistically, if someone was playing the game for the first time and had to walk up until the midsection of the game, they'd probably want to use the mount they just got. And so this is either going to lead to some frustration going forwards in the game, or some disappointment and time loss due to trying to find places to use the mount they just got. The one other thing I wanted to talk about is the story impact of Pegatinum, because it doesn't really have much of one. Story-wise, you get Pegatinum on Menahat because it is the only thing that can fly fast enough to trigger basically a giant fishnet that they need for an ancient crawl that has been dormant on that planet and has now reawakened. There's a whole cool cutscene, and then Pegatinum just exists in Rowland's pocket for the rest of the game. Apparently, the people on Menahat during the Great Crawl War thought this up, and it is implied that a previous Spectrobe master did this same thing to the fish long ago. I guess sealing Pegatinum away in one of the ruins, in case a future Spectrobe master needed to do this again. I wonder why he didn't use it on the rest of his journey. All things considered, it's pretty tragic actually. I mean, the mount looks amazing, and even just using it is fun. But the stallion was ultimately kneecapped by bad game design. It's actually sort of a microcosm of why I think this game didn't do so well. It had really cool features that were just not executed on in the best ways. Anyways guys, that's about all I have for you for today. If you want more content like this, make sure to leave a like. Helps me determine what you actually like and gives me some motivation for actually creating more videos. I do have some other topics I'd like to cover for this game, such as the excavation system, maybe some story stuff, what I think about the mineral system, and possibly just discussing how I think they could have improved the combat system a bit. Spoilers, Astral Chain improved on it a lot. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day-night cycle, and sayonara. Oh, and I also made an action replay code to get Pegatinum at the beginning of the game. Can't actually use it until you can change between your child Spectrobes. So just keep that in mind, but it's in the description. Hopefully actually being able to use the mount to progress the story will have some positive effect on the game. But yeah. See you later, guys.